Hello everyone, my name is Ashlyn Matthews and I'm from Thrive Global Partners, and I'm excited to talk to you about the ministry in Central India and its impact. So we have three focuses in this ministry: leadership training, women's empowerment projects, and children's ministries. So leadership training, the context here is that we operate in 2 states in the Central India region, and it's about 120 million people and only 0.1% Christian. So it's a very unreached area of the world. The pastors and leaders there really need ongoing training and equipping. And the main purpose is so that they can establish their churches and the members, especially the new believers who are coming to these churches, so that they can then go on and be evangelists in their workplaces, may that be at the farms or in their local maybe offices or place of work. So this is really the strategy for the church to multiply in this very highly persecuted but also highly flourishing region of the world. We also focus on skill development for leaders in these churches and also just members of those churches as well. This involves skill-based training that allows them to be able to have something sustainable and provide for their families. The second focus that I mentioned was the women empowerment projects. This involves specifically having sewing centers for women, focused on women who are from low socioeconomic groups. Now, these women tend to be mostly illiterate or with very low amount of educational background. And a lot of times their self-worth is very low because society has always treated them as neglected or not good enough. So when they come to the 6-month program, they're trained in sewing and a skill set that is very marketable for them, and being able to not only just provide for their families, but also have this confidence about their own self-worth and what God has created them to be. Now, during these interactions, during the 6 months, our Christian teachers who are teaching them sewing are also able to speak into their lives and hear some of the problems they're going through and pray for them and bless them in that way as well. And many have accepted the Lord during these programs. And the final sort of pillar or focus for us is with children. Again, children are a very neglected group, especially in the lower socioeconomic groups. And you'll find several stats by United Nations and other groups on how poor the situation is for some of them. So we have focuses for street children. These are kids who are perhaps part of families but really find themselves on the streets, either begging or collecting like plastic and these sort of recyclable goods, and really spending their days away from school. We also have an orphanage and a school in a rural village. So our general focus in this ministry is being able to take children who are outside the system, so to speak, where they're not part of a schooling system or not investing in their futures, and their parents aren't really pushing them to do that either, being able to bring them to a safe environment where our teachers who are believers are able to then impart education skills, get them back into a place where they can get plugged in back to a regular school. We also provide necessary education materials and things like that for these children to be able to then be like other children who have the good opportunities in India. And part of this whole strategy is also being able to then teach children who are part of these programs Christian stories so that their young hearts and minds are renewed by the gospel of Jesus Christ. So thank you so much for your interest and partnership, and I hope you have a blessed day.